My name is Thomas Kaminski. I'm the Director for Product Sales Management, Marketing and Technical Support in Advantech Europe. So the demand for data capturing at the edge is getting bigger and bigger to a higher demand and requirements from different applications. So first of all, you have to detect and collect a lot of information at the edge about objects, about persons, about interactions, and a lot of other customer demands. This is driving the processing power at the edge and at the same time the vision power at the edge. So you need to get the picture inside of the processing unit, you need to analyze the picture, you need to get the importance data out of the picture and transmit them finally from the edge into the cloud to the server. The challenge for the customer is, first of all, they need to develop their own platform from the scratch. So what we can offer first is, like we are showing here, a lot of different platforms. We can use a simple single board computer where I can say you need to include it into your application, into your chassis, into your housing and build the final device out of it. That's the first one. The second option is if the customer wants to be more flexible and have a scalable solution. The other customers are going with the computer on module solution. So they can build their own carrier board with the specific interfaces, with specific functionalities, depends on the different applications. You can have different applications in a medical device, others are having special requirements on the connectivity or whatever it is, or simple IOs to collect the necessary data in the different applications. If the customer don't want to build the final device by himself, we can offer same solutions already integrated in this chassis, simply saying a plug-and-play device with an applied operating system. It could be Windows, it could be Ubuntu, or we can support the customer with Yocto Linux to build his own BSP and application in the end. So this is where we can support customers for applications in the edge to develop the final application. Could be hardware-driven, could be only software-driven with finished devices. Since Intel has now launched the XE graphics inside of the CPU, especially the embedded SKUs themselves were getting much more stronger in terms of the GPU performance than in the past. So I would say for a lot of applications this performance is good enough without an additional GPU card to perform at the edge in the different applications. Talking about, for example, medical applications or other applications who are requiring more performance, GPU performance at the edge, Intel just released the new discrete GPU chipset, the ARC series, where we are just launched, or here are launching on the embedded, so an additional GPU card. Is it a PCI Express card, or in optional we can offer the same one as an MXM board, and you will find again MXM slots on our motherboards, you will find the PCIe 4.0 slots on the boards. Together with that combination, I think you can cover most of the market requirements from the performance side. I think the COM-HPC standard, that is an interesting standard because this is developed to collect a lot of data at the edge. So the common modules themselves, talking about single boards, talking about also the traditional computer on modules, are okay for standard applications. But now, looking on the additional demand of data capturing at the edge, you need to process a lot of more data. And to deal with such kind of high data volume, the COM-HPC standard, which is shown over here, was developed on the server or client side. Because compared with the current computer on modules, you can deal with even higher power, you can deal with much more data transmission and more interfaces, which is in the end necessary to get the data in, to process the data at the edge and transmit this necessary data back to the cloud, to the server. So this is our computer or our COM-HPC modules which we are offering to the market. I think we have several options to get more information on several products. First of all, of course, it's our webpage. You can find all available and the latest upcoming products on that website with the first data sheet. But I think because of the complexity of all that different applications, I think it's always good to talk to our local product sales managers. They have a lot of knowledge about the different products, know-how and technical requirements and possibilities, also in combination with operating systems, with software services, so they can help you out to find the right and best fitting solution in your application. So I would suggest both options. First of all, general check on the website, but then start to talk to our product sales managers and get their knowledge to select really the final and right platform.